Today we're going to be looking at something a little different. We're going to be looking at these. These are display emulators. As you can see, they have at one end an HDMI plug and nothing at the other end. This particular one is designed to be plugged into a computer to convince the computer that there is an HDMI monitor attached to it. There are some applications that require a monitor permanently attached. If you have a number of computers sitting in a rack, then they may not all have monitors attached to them. Plugging one of these in to one of these headless computers allows the software on the computer to be convinced that there is indeed a monitor attached to it, and the software will function quite correctly. However, you can do much more with these little units, which is what we're going to look at today. This one here is a 1080p HDMI headless monitor. We have three other ones to look at, one for display ports, and two other ones, one for 2K monitors and one for 4K monitors. So let's have a look at the computer hardware we're going to be plugging this into. And this is the computer we're going to be using for today's video. This is an Odroid H3 Plus, which we have equipped with a graphics card. This was covered in a previous video. This project is not yet complete as we're still working on the outer case, which still has some work to be done on it. At the back of this computer we have two monitors connected. We have a 27-inch monitor and a 15.6-inch monitor. The 15.6-inch monitor is running at 1080p, and the second monitor, the 27-inch monitor, is running at a 2K resolution. If we disconnect one of these monitors, then under Windows 11 we will see the display properties change to show there is only one monitor connected. Now this is quite normal and usually as expected. However, if we plug in one of these, the 2K display headless adapters, we can actually convince the computer that there is still a 2K monitor attached by plugging this in to the empty HDMI slot. Once this is plugged in, Windows will then realise it has an extra monitor, and it will then show monitor number 2 as a 2K monitor. If we scroll down in the system display, we can see the resolution of this second monitor. And there it is. Next we're going to be looking at a larger machine. In this case, this is Octal 002, which has a graphics card which currently supports 4 displays. The current number 1 monitor in this setup is a 1080p monitor. Windows will not allow me to set up more than 1080p as a resolution. So we're now plugging in a throughput connector to connect the 2K emulator to this monitor. Once this is plugged in, we can then have a look to see what resolution we can set on the monitor in Windows. This is a display of our 4 monitors with the new 2K pass-through emulator in place. Monitor number 4 is currently set for a resolution of 1080p. With the 2K emulator in place, we can increase the resolution of screen number 4. We can push its resolution straight up to 2K. And as you will see, monitor number 4 is now showing as 2K. Prior to this, we were unable to set monitor number 4 to anything higher than 1080p, and the monitor itself is indeed showing 2K resolution. As this number 4 monitor is a 15.6-inch screen, I would not normally run it at a 2K resolution as everything on the screen would be very small. However, these emulators do give you one ability which is very useful. Currently, I do not have a 4K monitor. If I wanted to record at 4K, I would have to normally purchase a 4K monitor in order to record my screen at that resolution. However, all I need do is to pick one of the slots on my graphics card which does not currently have a monitor attached. Plugging in the emulator will allow me to emulate that resolution. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to disconnect the 2K emulator and monitor from that socket on the graphics card and plug in the 4K emulator. If we look at the display settings now, we will see that monitor number 4 looks considerably larger. If we select monitor number 4, we will see it's currently showing a display resolution which is a full 4K, 4096 by 2160 at 100% scale. So this is a virtual monitor. The emulator is telling Windows that it has a 4K monitor attached, and Windows will behave as if it's a real monitor. So if we decided to record something on screen 4, we can do this in OBS. So in order to record at 4K resolution using OBS, I'll need to change something in the settings. If we go to Settings, select Video, it's currently outputting at 1920. If we change that to 4K for both the base and the output, and we OK on that, then it's going to be recording everything on this screen. However, we're going to switch it to the full 4K screen. So there is the screen with our dialogue sitting on it. If we start recording now, OBS is now recording this virtual screen in 4K. So we'll give it a few seconds to finish its recording, and we'll go and have a look. If we come out of OBS, and if we bring in our browser to see the files we've just recorded. So there is the recording we have just made. If we right click on it and click on Properties and have a look at the details, we'll see that the frame width and frame height verify that it is a 4K recording. So we have just used these video emulators to record a 4K video stream, despite the fact that we do not have a 4K monitor. So in summary, you can use these small emulators to either emulate the fact that you have a monitor plugged in when you do not, for headless machines, or you can use it as throughput, so that when the monitor is switched off, that Windows does not disconnect it from the system. Or, as we have just shown, you can use it to emulate a higher resolution monitor that you do not currently have. Hopefully, you'll find these emulators useful, but that's it for today. Thank you for watching.